to learn how to multiply fractions. So as you can see in our first example, we are going to take 2/5 multiplied by 1/3. So because Mrs. First likes to write bigger, I will redo this problem here. Now, one thing that is a positive, a bonus when you are multiplying and dividing fractions is you do not need to get common denominators. So you simply will take the numerator multiplied by the numerator, the denominator multiplied by the denominator. So we simply say 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, and 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. And of course, we notice that 2/30 is not in simplest form, so we have to divide both by 2, and we get 1/15. But sometimes our multiplication of the numerators and the denominator is not going to be so simple like it was in this one. So there is another way to do the problem. So we're going to redo problem number 1 a different way. We're going to keep the problem the same, 2/5 times 1/6. But this time, we're going to use a method called cross cancel or cross reduce. So we ask ourselves, will 2 and 5 simplify in any way? No, it doesn't. Will 1 and 6 simplify in any way? No, it does not. How about 1 and 5? Nope. How about the 2 and the 6? Yes. They're both even, therefore 2 is a factor of 2 and 6. So we say to ourselves, what is 2 divided by 2? It's 1. What is 6 divided by 2? It's 3. So now we say 1 times 1 is 1, and 5 times 3 is 15. And as you can see, we get the same answer. What is the difference between the two methods? In the red example, we are multiplying, then simplifying. In the green example, we are simplifying or reducing and then multiplying. What advice do I give for students? I would always advise you to simplify, then multiply. Because when you look at problem number 2, if you do the multiplication first, you're going to have to multiply 15 times 18. So I personally think it's better to do your simplifying before you're multiplying. So we have 2/15 being multiplied by 5/18. So again, we look, can 2 and 15 reduce? No, it cannot. Can 5 and 18 reduce? No, it cannot. Can 2 and 18? Yes. They're both even, so 2 is a factor. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 5 and 15, they can cross cancel. 5 goes into each of them. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 goes into 15 3 times. So now we take 1 times 1 to be 1, and 3 times 9 to be 27. I tell you, knowing 7th graders like I know 7th graders, they are going to much prefer to take 3 multiplied by 9 rather than to take 15 multiplied by 18. Okay? Our third example, we have 7/16 being multiplied by 5/14. Again, we check out our numerators and denominators. Never numerator to numerator and never denominator to denominator. This is strictly only works for numerators and denominators. So I look at my problem and I take notice that 7 and 14 can cross cancel. I know that 7 goes into itself once, and I know that 7 goes into 14 2 times. So we say 1 times 5 is 5, and 16 times 2 is 32. And we always double check to make sure that we are simplified, in case I forgot, to reduce a little bit. So we get 5/32. Our last example, number 4, you take notice that we have a whole number. There's nothing special or different that we do. We just have to remember that every whole number can be written as a fraction by putting it over 1. So we now get 2/9 multiplied by 6/8. over 1. We look at our numerators and our denominators, and we can see that 6 and 9 have a factor in common. They both have the factor of 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 that goes into 9 3 times. You take notice you don't always have to cross cancel to a 1. It's just a matter of, do they have a factor in common? So we now say 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 1 is 3. And of course, we have an improper fraction that needs to be converted into a mixed number. And we get 1 1/3. Okay? I would now like you to try one on your own. I would like you to try 16/21 multiplied by 7/14. Please check your Google Calendar for your GMM points, and don't forget to take your exit ticket. Have a nice Labor Day weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday.